Any developmental agenda across the world is aimed at improving people's lives, especially the marginalized and the vulnerable, through provision of services such as decent, affordable, and adequate housing, among other related services. Advocacy organizations in the housing and human settlement sector, such as the Civic Forum on Housing and Habitat Zambia, through financial support from the We Effect, formerly the Swedish Cooperative Center, has observed the need for enhanced governance and citizens' participation capacity building program among communities to strengthen civic engagement at all levels, with emphasis on bringing the voices of the poorest groups in society into policy formulation processes.
And point number one, lack of staff management. Mostly you find that when you go to clinic, for instance, ningapasa example pali pa 10 miles, we've got one health post. Bakasebenza usiku banasi abo bakambatinalema. Mostly ukaendako kuseni mzapo za tinelipumula.
Again, here we see that the health provision is being provided in the Women's Cooperative, and we identified similarities in that in most clinics, if you go today, there are long lines at the clinic, and it takes time to be attended to, or sometimes you're not even attended to. So if we as WDCs can be part and parcel of this, and we provide in the needed information, it could probably improve these two items, the budget and the policy formulation.
You must plan and see how you are going to educate the people in the community so that they understand the importance of decentralization to the local level.
According to the Civic Forum on Housing and Habitat Zambia, this is an important juncture to develop a more strategic focus on community engagement with local authorities.
The role number one of Civic Forum is a platform for civil society organization, like-minded organization who are also in a way spearheading the need to pay particular attention to housing and human settlements in Zambia. We are currently carrying out an exercise which we are calling citizen participation in local governance. This exercise, we are trying to introduce our members, not only the housing cooperatives, but other network member organizations. Number one, to understand the existing structures in communities, such as the Office of the Ward Development Committees, the area councillors, and the area member of parliaments. You may be aware that sometimes communities are so much detached. Once elections are held, maybe after 5 years, policymakers at a grassroots level are so detached from the community. So this exercise, we are trying to strengthen this linkage.
This program is meant to give citizens the capacity to be able to demand for their rights through using social accountability mechanisms, and we're equipping them with tools which will enable them to do that. Tools such as the Citizens Report Card, tools such as budget analysis or budget expenditure tracking and analysis.
The 2014 to 2018 strategic plan lays out a commitment to strengthen civic engagement at all levels. The emphasis on civic engagement is also embedded in the United Nations New Urban Agenda, which focuses on building capacities through community trainings, looking at an integrated approach towards governance and social accountability.
I've learned a lot of issues in relation to how we can actually, as a community, learn to use our rights, especially on the issues of taking the health, roads maintenance, and how the community also should be involved and participate in all these developments that are supposed to be moved in our wards.
It is very cardinal that the IDP plan should be initiated, in the sense that it will help a lot in terms of health. There are situations like these bigger things, the way they were built, were not built in such a way that in future there could be other things that you can put on. We've learned of our role as civic leaders that there are projects that the community also can monitor after they have been completed. So with this project of the Civic Forum, it has brought a lot of changes. How I wish in the future these programs will continue.
The Civic Forum on Housing and Habitat Zambia has also partnered with the Technology Development and Advisory Unit of the University of Zambia within the School of Engineering to empower housing cooperatives with technology and skills for making cheaper blocks for affordable housing. And Mahopo Housing Cooperative members have benefited from this technology. Technology Development and Advisory Unit Chief Engineer Oliver Samngole, who is also site engineer for the Mahopo Housing Cooperative, explains the benefits of the block making machine and the partnership his organization has with the Civic Forum on Housing and Habitat Zambia.
We've been very happy working with Civic Forum. We started working with the Civic Forum since 2013, and we've done quite a number of works with them in different areas with different groupings and cooperatives, particularly in the alternative building technologies.
Ruth Tole is a member of the Mahopo Housing Cooperative, whose new house is under construction through the Civic Forum on Housing and Habitat Zambia Housing Project.
Ne as a cooperative munga wa Civic Forum nilimbika nibathokoza maningi ndane ne widow mna wanga anamwalira mu 2003 so ne widow nankhala widow zaka zambiri but banilimbikisa wenangu anagulisa maploti atinda baba cooperative banani ba Civic Forum akamangira nganda ba cooperative mkajoina zampokani but ne nachiona kuti ni boza ile nizalimbikira nione mwata nipokele nyumba so ni mathokoza maningi po nilimbikisa mpaka naenda na ku Zimbabwe naona mwamene asenzera banzanga wa Civic Forum ni wamena nanipeleka tinaenda ku Zimbabwe tinaona banzatu mwamene basebenzera andi cooperative simasira ngati mwamene tigwirizirana so tingapange ma project yambiri na kuforesana weka pamene muno Mahopo.
The Civic Forum on Housing and Habitat Zambia is glad that its housing program is now bearing fruit.
As an organization, this will go a milestone, and we are very happy as an organization that finally Mahopo Housing Cooperative and Chadiza Housing Cooperative, they have finally started constructing their houses for their members. This is a demonstration that there is goodwill from the community and the participation that is involved, their commitment through savings, the commitment through their time, their energy to come and work together as a community presents that development can only be achieved if all sectors, if all actors are involved. And it has to be community-driven development.
Ministry of Housing and Infrastructure Development Permanent Secretary, Engineer Charles Mushota, explains the role of government in the housing sector.
The creation of the Ministry of Housing and Infrastructure is as a result of the realization by the government that we have lagged behind in the number of areas as far as the development of the infrastructure in the country is concerned, which also includes the improvement of the existing living conditions, talking about the housing, how we have planned the settlements in the country, and also more importantly, how we have guided in terms of the standards which people should follow in terms of constructing their houses. As a result of this, the government saw it prudent that the ministry, an independent ministry, should be created which should look more at the infrastructure and housing development in the country.
The attainment of the United Nations new urban agenda is critical for Zambia.
So we are looking at creating new settlements and for already existing settlements, especially the shanty compound, the slums, we are looking at starting to upgrade these areas. Already we do have some programs which we are working on in upgrading some settlements. For instance, Kanyama, time and again we have had problems in terms of the drainage in rain season, cholera, and the other waterborne diseases. Not because the people there they don't care about their health, or they live an healthy life, but it's because also the way these townships are designed.
Permanent Secretary Engineer Mushota also appreciates the role Civic Forum on Housing and Habitat Zambia and other organizations are playing in the country's housing and human settlement sector.
The human habitat, the Civic Forum, I think it should take advantage of this goodwill from everywhere to one, I think sensitize our people in terms of healthy living, encourage them in cooperating with the government and the private sector in terms of planning our settlements.
As Zambia commemorates the 2017 World Habitat Day, decent, affordable, and adequate housing for all remains one of the pillars of a thriving nation, as people's confidence and focus is determined by the quality of their habitation.